why they didn't stop him, why they didn't investigate properly, and also why they didn't conduct the investigation of the attack to a satisfactory level, leaving so many questions unanswered. And those are probably the key things that we need, but all of those encompass much wider as well. So it's a huge amount, because the inquiry is going to be running for so long, 23rd of February to the 10th of June, 4 days a week. So it's pretty intense.
Well, today marks an important step for the survivors of the Nottingham attacks. We're grateful for the Secretary of State for meeting with us today so that he could hear our concerns.
And what did you find what was the biggest issue with the CQC report that has come out?
One of the biggest issues with the CQC report is the fact that there are continual failures within the NHS mental health services in Nottinghamshire. The Health Secretary is very aware of that, and we got a sense today that he's going to take action to try and improve those services as a matter of urgency.
And obviously, Wayne wasn't consulted during the CQC report. Why is it important to have people like Wayne speaking and giving their input into reports?
It's very important for the people of Nottingham and the survivors from the Nottingham attacks to play a major role in shaping the change that's obviously needed within the Trust. Wayne's experience is very important, but he suffered very severe injuries, a brain injury, and so it's imperative that the authorities take that into account and have him as a central part of the changes that are clearly needed.
And finally, what do you see as the next steps going forward for this?
Well, we're very confident that the Health Secretary is going to take further action, and obviously the public inquiry is going to start in a number of weeks. The hearings are going to start, and we're hopeful that, and we're confident that the inquiry will get to the bottom of the numerous questions that us and the other families have, and hopefully some answers will be given to us and changes made.
What would you say is the biggest question that you have for the inquiry itself?
I think it's the failings of numerous organisations and what actually happened and how those failures can be avoided in the future, because we have real concerns that could happen again, and it's important that both the government and the Secretary of State take action to try and avoid this occurring in the future.
Yeah, I mean, there have been very many, as you say, sort of scandalous revelations and failures and negligence and cover-ups that we have actually uncovered, and pretty much nothing has come through due process. It's been because of the families united, challenging authority. So do I think we'll get what we want? We won't get everything that we want. Definitely won't get everything, and I have to be realistic, but we will get a lot, and we will get answers. I do feel, having seen what I've seen with regards to information that's coming in and those taking the witness stand, that I think there will be ramifications for further investigations and further action. And as we've always said, it's fairly clear what we want. We want the truth. We want accountability on an individual and organisational level, which I believe a lot of this inquiry will do. But we also must have this miscarriage of justice, how the system was played to enable him to be in hospital, to be considered, must be considered. And then I suppose what's important for the rest of the country is public safety and the changes that have to happen. So I think it's not the beginning of the end, sadly, or the end of the beginning. I don't know, but that it will do a lot, but not everything. I can't even begin to tell you how many meetings at the very highest level we have all sat in, where we've had the head tilt and the promise of candour and transparency and independent investigation, and almost without exception, all of that is utter rubbish. We've not had one single result so far in any of the investigations that have taken place separately. I think there's 11 now that have given us any real reassurance that the truth properly is being given. I think what we have seen is closing of ranks, narrow shoulders, and long pointy fingers, and you know, an attempt to dumb it down and damage limitation. And I do believe that there's an element of some of that potentially in the inquiry, and it's down to the counsel to the inquiry, and particularly our legal team, to make sure that with the hundreds of thousands of documents that have been uploaded and the key people that will be in the witness stand, that we can't allow that to happen. I think you can tell the truth, can't you? But you can tell the whole truth, and that can be two very different things. And it's the detail that's lacking, as we've evidenced in everything that we've uncovered so far. So we shall see. I have to be positive and optimistic because I recognise how huge this inquiry is and the importance of it. And I'm also thankful that we've got it. You just got to make it count.
Good morning. My name is Detective Inspector Stuart Barson, Senior Investigating Officer responsible for this truly shocking and tragic case where a young woman who had her whole future ahead of her has had her life cut short far too soon. Our focus from the very start of this investigation is to get justice for Steph, her family, her friends, and that has been reflected through the results today. Steph's family have shown incredible strength and bravery throughout the whole process, and I would personally like to thank them for their assistance through this legal ordeal. As shown through this process, Steph had a circle of friends and colleagues who thought the absolute world of her. And this is testament to who she was, a kind and caring professional who would do anything for anybody. I particularly want to acknowledge the emergency service colleagues who were faced with a simply harrowing scene when they first arrived at the property. They acted immediately and professionally to do everything possible to help. My thanks also go to the investigation team who worked tirelessly to gather undeniable evidence that gave the defendant nowhere to hide. Finally, I would like to highlight the work of our specially trained family liaison officers. They have closely supported the family through this difficult time. Adegbola committed a hideous and violent act, and I'm pleased he will now spend a very considerable amount of time behind bars. Today's sentence will not bring Steph back, but I hope it gives her family some comfort. Following today's sentence, I've been asked by the parents of Steph to share the following words on behalf of them. We have lost our beautiful daughter and shining light. Nothing will ever take away the pain that's been caused by this senseless act. Steph was the kindest, sweetest person anyone could meet, and our lives will never be the same. She touched so many lives with her personality and kind soul. Whilst justice will be done, time will never heal our loss. Our family and friends' lives have changed forever. Not a day will go by where we will not remember Steph, or the good she brought to the world, and a huge hole has been left in our lives. We'd like to say thank you to the police. We won't name individual officers, but on a personal level, they will know. Their tireless work, investigation and support has been second to none. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's a simple message, you know, just to actually do the right thing. Just tell the truth. Say what you did, what you didn't do properly. Because I would hope that by now, message to all of those individuals and actually the organisations themselves, that I think we've made it clear we're not going quietly into the good night, which is something we've said since the very beginning when we were sat in Downing Street with the Prime Minister. And you know, we won't stop until we've got that, because all we have is the truth. We've got nothing to defend. We've got nothing to embellish whatsoever. So we just want the proper full facts and the truth. And if that means that an individual is compromised in their career, perhaps, or even worse, then so be it. Because if you don't do your job properly, you have to be held accountable.